Hello and welcome. This is going to be episode 2.5 of our Varun Focus playthrough. 2.5, why you say that? Because episode 2 got corrupted. RE Starstation 939, I did capture screenshots of the documentation in there and some other screenshots which are pertinent. I'm going to do a quick recap of what we did in episode 1, plus also the Litany of Faith that Sarah will give if you have the Serpent's Embrace trait on the way to save Captain Mora. So we're going to do a quick recap. If you want to skip the recap, by all means use the chapters in the description below to go ahead and skip that. But let's get started here. We're going to start with the Litany of Faith and then review the documents from Starstation E939 and then get into the quest going into the Varun Embassy and also Andreja's companion quest.
You worship the Great Serpent? Well, lucky for us. Alright, I'll broadcast out over our comm system. If this works, we should be able to get to that satellite without them caring.
Zealot who believes in a dreadful cosmic entity. Perfectly normal. O Great Serpent, bless this communion that we may walk in Jinan Varun's footsteps, that he jumped from the Sol system out into the beyond and touched your magnificence, that he learned the truth of the shrouding, the coming eternal embrace, that you will reward the promised and cast the accursed into shadow.
They speak the litanies of the promised. Let them pass. Be grateful that we observed Jinan Varun's commune with the Great Serpent today. Even such a bold recitation will not save you from judgment next time.
The first document is lab analysis of VP0184. What does this document let us know? It lets us know that there are psychoactive properties when we combust the leaves of this plant, and there's no other data around human consumption. The next document does express some concern between the scientists about abuse of said plant and requesting weird experiments around alien digestion of humans in space. And the third document's going to kind of explain further. And this third document, this basically lets us know that one of the scientists did ingest this plant and had a dream where they were being swallowed and digested by a serpent, and that's why they were requesting those experiments. Here we see a photo of what I am presuming is the room that the plant was kept in. I'm presuming this because there is biohazard signs and warning signs, and this was the only plant that was kind of described as a potential biological threat in any of the lab documentation. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the plant itself in the next screenshot coming up, and here it is. Now this is going to seem very familiar as we get into the Varun Embassy, because you're going to see that it looks exactly like the venom trees within, and there is also some alluding to some mysterious properties of this tree by the ambassador himself. So what occurred in episode 1? In episode 1 that we did the quest where you originally meet Andreja. We encountered her killing a Varun zealot, and we essentially learned one, that Andreja considers the Varun zealots to be heretical in their understanding of the Varun faith, and also we did learn that the Varun seemed to be having some kind of theological schism after the Serpent's Crusade. So that is one of the things that's probably very pertinent to the Varun storyline, is that they are not united when it comes to their theology. There seems to be a theological schism where some people are taking a more fundamentalist approach and wanting to continue the Serpent's crusade, while others are wanting to bring about peace between the House Va'ruun and the settled systems. So as we get into this here, I am going to be basically playing a live stream I did last night on Twitch. I'll try to connect my Twitch account to my YouTube later today, so if anyone wants to join me live in later episodes, they're more than welcome to. But what do I do in this live stream? I am going to go into the Va'ruun Embassy and do that UC Vanguard quest there and get all the information I possibly can out of the Va'ruun Embassy about the Va'ruun and everything there. And then after that, we are going to do Andreja's loyalty quest as well, because this is going to give us even more intel on who the Va'ruun are and what they do. And I hope you do join me for some live streams in the later episodes. I will try and get that linked to my YouTube, because I would much appreciate maybe live questions and commentary that I could play off of while I am streaming this, because I think this is a wonderful fan topic to discuss. What's going to be happening in Shattered Space, and how are the Va'ruun going to be fitting into this? Though I did get some screenshots. It was just me going through RE939, which does have some crucial points to this, the Va'ruun storyline. But when I do port this over to YouTube, I will put an intro basically explaining the information obtained from RE939 and also the stuff prior to that as a little bit of a recap. But today what we are going to be doing is the House Va'ruun Embassy, part of the UC Vanguard questline. Does contain a substantial amount of House Va'ruun lore, and will let us know a lot more about who House Va'ruun is. And then after that, I did unlock Andreja's loyalty quest, so we can do that loyalty quest, which will also reveal more to us. But let's get started.
I don't really go for all this religion
And
stuff.
basically this series is in preparation for Shattered Space, which is going to be a rather interesting storyline in my opinion. I think House Va'ruun is probably the most interesting of all the factions within Starfield. In my opinion, just the name House Va'ruun, it very much reminds me of stuff we would see in Morrowind. They like House Helalu and House Talvani. So that's kind of why they do interest me, and I'm very much excited for Shattered Space. But let's get into it. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to pick a different weapon. That weapon hurts my comrades too much. It's very powerful though.
Hi, Dad. What do you need?
So here we are in House Va'ruun's embassy.
This is certainly different than anything else in New Atlantis.
Yes. And just to make note, I did download a mod. Let's actually go and check it out. That gave us some House Va'ruun themed clothes. I wanted to make things a little bit more House Va'ruun themed for this. But this is it. Va'ruun Cyber Runner. It's free. You can get it. Add some cool outfits to the game that have more of a House Va'ruun theme to them. I am not going to play in third person here. We will unlock every single computer. I'm going to read everything possible in here. No. No. Yes. Yes. Update their friendly foe status. Calibrated. And then we're going to activate the turrets.
Stealth mode engaged.
Yeah, I can do that. Really switch. We can beware of the defenses. I think I was made wise with the possibility that there may be some robots running around here. I'm gonna pick this up.
Hi, Dan.
Turn off my flashlight as well. Approach. See, we can see like the outfits that I'm wearing is very much styled like that.
It seems this tree has decided it now owns this place.
These trees are very similar to a plant that is found in RE939. By very similar, I mean I think it's the same.
Did they have anything of value?
Combat mode initiated.
I believe I recalibrated these. We're going to do a thorough walkthrough after we get all the power and lights on. For sure. Hold on. Was I supposed to go into the last
Everything
room?
okay, Dan?
And I need to make sure I don't accidentally shoot Derek. This is just a bathroom. I missed the intercom. I may have to turn the light on. Andreja. Definitely in there. Maybe I was going the right way. Just need to be adding. Derek, you are way too large, sir. We'll just climb over all of you.
These here vermin didn't learn any manners.
No, they did not learn any manners, Derek.
Scanning.
But one of the things we learned about that plant, which I am most definitely sure is the same plant in RE939, one of the scientists combusted that and inhaled the smoke and had a dream where he was confronted by the Great Serpent. There's no other interpretation I can take of that, and I think that's where they're trying to go with the storyline, is that plant has some kind of hallucinogenic or metaphysical properties that allow you to contact the Great Serpent. Basically, he had a dream that he was being swallowed by the Great Serpent. That just activates
Hylia.
those turrets, if memory suits me correctly. So I am not going to activate. I think I forgot to click on the...
Come back. Get this shit.
Oh, I thought you were... Oh, that's Derek I shot. Oops. I'm truly sorry, Derek. You really need to stop being the same model. Okay, it's above me. So that means I definitely want to go up the stairs. Taking your bullets. Particle fuse.
Well, isn't this fun?
Quite delightful, I think.
Combat mode initiated. Death ain't pretty, but it sure is necessary sometimes. Looks like we got ourselves some trouble.
Yes, we do.
Could have been avoided.
They're leveled, too. And also, turret. Those turrets always hit hard.
Well, isn't this fun?
That's luck. Do I have one that will fit there? Yeah. Find the easiest way to solve these is always try to slot the most as possible with your first pick. If that makes any kind of sense. You might. So, not getting the 4. Can we get the 3? Yes, we can. Would fit there. And I think I can fit this one here. Oh, that was a waste of a pick. down. Take the drugs. Any accessible computers before I go down to the basement? No, but that's those plants I was talking about. Those trees. I forget what it's called. It's given a letter designation in RE939. Just double check, make sure there's no like accessible computers here or data slates that I may have missed. Nope. He's going to give a lot of lore down there, and then I believe his computer as well. He has some emails, which is going to give us a little bit of nature of
Don't worry, Dan. You keep moving forward. I'm right behind you.
and what's currently going on with them. I'm coming. So I think I want to go with a little bit of range here. Because, like, I can just... I did not. I meant to turn off my flashlight. Oopsies.
Well, looky here. Yee-ha-ha. Trouble could have been avoided, but you chose to face it head on. That was the wrong choice.
Spoils of victory. Hopefully they amount to something.
Let's see if he's got anything. I'll take that. So here we go.
So,
I'm gonna be very
seems
quiet.
punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
All right, let's go in. I love how his name is Bal'mor, very reminiscent of Bal'mora, also a Morrowind thing. Very, very reminiscent, like House Varun very much reminds me of something I would see in Morrowind.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Did you say that thing pouring out clouds upstairs is called a venom tree? Is it poisonous?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
Is that what happened here? A power surge?
I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were then, hmm? Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom Tree's filters, and arming the defenses. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared?
The spaceport is in rough shape. but not much else was
Is
damaged.
that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
We're going to use the Serpent's Embrace here. I serve the UC and the Great Serpent in coming here. This knowledge will be used to defend all of us.
I was not expecting a fellow believer on my doorstep. Yeah, the preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Va'ruun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy, with little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Va'ruun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
Can we ask any questions here? Knowledge can't be evil. What about the knowledge of, say, gunpowder? I mean, that's a good question to ask.
A fine counterexample, responsible for the deaths of millions on ancient Earth. And, fireworks? Absolutely capable of being put to vile ends, but not evil in itself. And here you are with a similar conundrum. I might be willing to support you if I knew I would not be tarnishing the legacy of House Va'ruun by doing so.
In the name of the Great Serpent, House Va'ruun's code will be used to protect our good name.
Create the legacy that our people deserve. Please, follow me.
Yes, let's go. So I've been seeing a bug lately, and it's probably due to one of my mods, where NPCs do not get up right away, and they've been standing still.
Let's hope it still works.
For about 2 minutes, and then they follow on their path.
And
Didn't do it here,
there.
so that's good.
Let it be used for good.
Thank you.
I
Can I
will
ask you
not
any more
have House
questions?
Va'ruun be known only for slaughter.
The Great Serpent, that's your god, right?
The Great Serpent is so much more than a god. It is fate itself. When our founder, Jinan Va'ruun, left the United Colonies 140 years ago for distant stars, it was the Serpent that compelled him to found his now great house. The Serpent made us who we are today. Its voice speaks to us, shepherding us through the dark, and infuses our lives with the meaning the universe so often fails to provide.
What's it been like, being from House Va'ruun in New Atlantis?
It was tolerable, even pleasant, when my brethren were here in the embassy with me. We remade this place as best we could into a home we all would recognize. Our native flora, our iconography, our connection to the Serpent. They came with us. With my brethren gone, it has been trying. But the Great Serpent has always provided me a path in my darkest moments.
Why'd you stay behind?
House Varun committed itself to the armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, and I do not believe the Serpent decides such things on a whim. So, when my brethren left, I remained, honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit, as is the right of all his followers.
So why did the rest of the embassy staff leave? Where did they go?
The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject.
Okay. And we can see some Varun artwork here, and what looks to be like a prayer corner, or in like the Orthodox tradition would be like yeah, prayer corner where they'd put icons and stuff. So that seems very similar to the Orthodox faith within the real world.
Hi, Dan.
Let's see if we can find anything else in here. Notepad. Okay. Oh, he sees me. Ah! Bugger off, sir. You know what? I think I can solve this with drugs. I should probably also heal my ailments because I believe I got some kind of infection going on. I'll hit 2 of them. Okay. And... should be able to get in there now. Oh, every time I activate it. Andreja, your fat butt is in my way. Come this way.
Everything okay, Dan?
You activate stealth. Okay. I'm gonna just drop a hard save here, and then we're just gonna crack it. And if there's nothing of value and I get caught, oh, he doesn't detect me there. After I waste all that time dropping a save. So, see, so the 4 doesn't fit, so we're going to try and find a 3 that fits. Now, is there a 2? Yep. Do we have ones? Yes, we have 3 ones. 3 singles. There's one of the singles here. No,
I cannot just break it open.
I love how this stuff is just free. I'll take the quantum harness. I'll take that.
Hey, Dan, I've got something
There was
for
a-
you.
I believe there's a key here somewhere. Gets me into another room. But, you know what? Let's do some reading. My favorite part of any game that Bethesda makes is the reading. Yesterday marks the beginning of my tenure as House Va'ruun's ambassador in the United Colonies. I arrived full of hope, believing our gesture of opening this new embassy would demonstrate that we had moved beyond our blood-stained past. But we had barely been in New Atlantis an hour when the troubles ahead of me began to reveal themselves. Our brief walk from the spaceport to the embassy was marked by suspicious glances and sneers from numerous strangers on the street. I fear minds here will not be easily changed. The wrongdoing of House Va'ruun will not be so easily forgotten. It is my fervent wish that this embassy will come to be seen as an emblem of peaceful future, free of the stains of prejudice and violence. I will do my utmost to act as an avatar for the first ghoul, regardless of any resistance I may face. Though I find myself in a strange land, I know the Great Serpent will guide us to success in our endeavor. So, it sounds as though House Va'ruun has some remorse about their actions in the Serpent's Crusade. Log 2, protests. Log 2, protests. This morning I was roused from contemplative prayer by the sound of muffled shouting. Upon investigation, I discovered a sizable group of United Colony citizens engaged in a protest on my doorstep. They are opposed to their government's attempts to establish diplomatic ties with House Va'ruun and are petitioning for the immediate shuttering of the embassy. My attempts to engage them in discussion were fruitless. Most would not speak to me, and those who did refused to believe that our intentions in New Atlantis were purely peaceful. The embassy guards were eventually required to intervene, forcing me back into the building when the crowd's anger began to manifest as threats to my well-being. I intend to discuss this matter with my counterparts in the United Colonies. Their aid will be essential if this effort is to succeed, though I fear this will not be an isolated incident. I'm going to grab some water real quick because I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of reading here, and unfortunately, if I don't drink something, I'm going to run out of voice. But let's read this. Let me take a quick drink. We have log number 3, a visitor. A little bit of water there. Log 3, a visitor. Each day my frustration grows. Great Serpent, what have I done to merit such scorn? Recently, C.A. Mavan arrived at my embassy to receive a visit from such a high-ranking priestess, a Greved, no less. I apologize if I'm wrong with these enunciations of these House Varun words. Not familiar with them, so let me continue. With the intention of engaging in talks with the United Colonies, I was overjoyed. Such a gesture from the House could only mean those skeptical of our efforts could, at long last, see merit in our work. But it seems I was deceived. Sa'ai's stated mission and her actual intentions are clearly at odds. She has refused every opportunity to engage with representatives from the United Colonies. Instead, she speaks insistently about the need to surveil the very diplomats whose trust I have dedicated months of effort to gaining. She remains trapped in our old mindset, unable to see what it is we are actually doing here, guaranteeing House Varun's future. The losses from the Serpent's crusade were incalculable. Diplomacy is the only method through which House Varun's survival may be assured. I must find a way to make Sia see this. I think it's Sia. Luckily, I believe tonight's dinner will be the perfect opportunity. Our UC host, Deputy Diplomat Roland, is level-headed, reasonable, I dare say even sympathetic, a rare animal among the UC. If prior experience is to be any indicator, if Sia approaches him with open arms, I have faith that he will embrace her as a comrade. Great Serpent, let this come to pass. Dinner, Log 4. Great Serpent, is this a test of my faith? Do you truly wish to plumb the depths of my loyalty? What other explanation could merit why you would permit such a spectacular disaster? Dinner at Deputy Roland's was initially promising, even cordial. Yes, there were pointed questions about House Varun's intention, but overall an air of polite decorum was maintained. But it was when one of House Roland's most boisterous guests, an officer of some type, perhaps having enjoyed one too many glasses of Chandra, asked, "But how can we trust you snakes after what you did?" That, I believe, the Gravid reached her breaking point. They were only words, but words are the battlefield on which diplomacy is fought, and I realized too late that this was a salvo Sia would not let pass. As dessert was served, Sia excused herself. We waited for her return, and waited, and waited. When it had become clear that Gravid had simply left, I made my pleasantries and rushed back to the embassy. There I found her packing her things. When I asked where she was going, she stated simply, "I have seen all I needed to." And she left without a word. I reached out to my contacts back in Dazra, who have assured me that they still believe in the venture, that Jarak Varun himself still believes, and that is all the reassurance I require. Log 5, a test of faith. I'm going to take a quick drink. Sorry about having to drink a lot here. It's been 90 degrees outside, so. Log number 5, a test of faith. The last of my staff have left today. Our embassy now effectively shuttered. House Varun's leaders have ceased all communications with the United Colonies. Our own orders from Dazra were not much better, standing as a single word, return. No other reason mentioned for our abandonment of our post, for the abandonment of our cause. But I know a test of faith when I see one. I serve House Varun. A simple understanding of that directive would be that I follow their orders. But what we do here is greater than that. If we are to survive, it cannot be on our own. If others refuse to see that, so be it. So here I stand, waiting for the day they all see the truth and come back. Noble cause. Silence. Log 6. There has been no word from my people in months. I have made several attempts at contacting them, but I am uncertain if my messages are reaching Dazra at all. As such, I have had much time to think. Why allow us to come here, make a home for ourselves around a distant star, only to demand our return when the first bit of resistance is met because of some drunken slight. I apologize for that. Even Sia is not that influential amongst the court. No, there is something larger at play here. I recall the recalling of the staff. It wasn't because of the incident with the Gravid. A change has occurred, yet by staying, I now may never know what it is. Only time will tell. Spies, log 7. It seems it has been quite some time since my last entry. A welcome bit of exercise today. A United Colonies spy snuck inside the embassy. Just before dawn, as I finished my morning prayers, I heard an odd thrum. At first, I presumed my hearing was finally giving out, but then I realized what it was. It was the elevator descending, presuming uninvited guests could mean only bad things. I snuck upstairs and hid amongst the branches of the venom tree. I watched like a gargoyle perched on a parapet as the young man stalked cautiously through the branches of the tree I'd spent so much time cultivating, obviously scared beyond his wits. At one point, an errant branch snapped as he passed, and I swear the boy leapt a foot into the air before realizing its source benign. I was shocked that the mere idea of House Varun could still garner such fear, even this long after the end of the Serpent's crusade. It would have been amusing if it wasn't such a clear reminder of the failure of my endeavor. We evaded each other like this for the better part of 2 hours. It was a welcome distraction from a life now steeped in routine. He eventually gave up, returned to the elevator, and I to my meditation. As I think on it now, however, the purpose of the visit is exceedingly disappointing. This was no diplomat, no neighborly knock on a door. This was a spy, someone breaking in to somewhere a normal soul couldn't. They think me dead, don't they? A surprising message. It happened. The message was short, a simple request for information regarding the state of things in New Atlantis, but filled me with relief nonetheless. House Varun has contacted me at long last. I had been forced to harden my heart to the possibility that I may never hear from my people again. Today's message assured that fear. Though their intentions remain unclear, I am comforted by House Varun's willingness to re-engage in communication. I am hopeful that it signifies Dazra's willingness to return to more earnest attempts at diplomacy with the United Colonies. Great Serpent, you answer my prayers at last. I stand firm in my belief that it will be at my side as I continue to serve House Varun's interests in New Atlantis. May his celestial light bathe my people and those we once stood against, and help to usher in a new era of harmony at last. Okay, so we've read that. We see... What did we see from that? We saw one of the priestess did not get along with House Varun. House Varun eventually withdraws from the embassy. Everyone except for this guy right here. And there's no communication. There's a little bit of spy work done by the UC. I don't particularly blame them. Oh, here's the key.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
Spy work. I'd probably be doing the same thing if I was the UC. Eventually, a communication does come through from House Varun to him. We don't really know what that communication is. There was a communication. Let's see what we can find in here. Spaceroom, spacesuit. I will take the heavy particle fuse. Take the heavy particle fuse. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the note blaster. Master lock. Use an auto pick. Do I have anything I could slot into this? Probably not. Do this, and then a circle. Nope. Can I do a triple? seems to be the only place that it fits. Have to use 2 of these singles. No. Last single. I think. Yep. Got it. Let's get out of this place. I think I'm going to look around the upstairs a little bit more. We'll examine the trees, etc. Now that the lights are on and it's a little bit easier to see what exactly is going on here. Place is a positive mess. Looks like a little bit of a museum setup. We do have a lot of imagery from House Varun. Everything's got pretty sharp edges to it. Visuals. Take the drop back. Living quarters of the computer system. Let's see if there's anything written on here. No.
I never had the patience for computer systems.
That was a waste. I have the patience for it, but some of these could be better labeled. And these look exactly like the tree in R3. Starstation RE939. We already checked all of this out. Some more House Varun artwork. We don't see much of it in the game. I wonder, does this elevator go somewhere different?
What do you need?
But that did give us a little bit of information. And from our prior installment, we do know that the zealots of House Varun are very much, at least Andreja views them as heretics. Let me make sure. Let's see. I've never been up here before. Let's double check. Make sure there's nothing up here. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. I'm not even gonna bother turning in this quest. We're just gonna go straight into
Hi, Dad.
Andreja's,
What do you need?
Andreja's quest. So let's activate that. And a little bit of latency issues. But that's okay. My game might be crashing. I think my game's crashing because I hit the start menu as it was auto-saving. I think I am going to end it and restart it. Sorry for that, but occasionally the game just locks up and freezes. Hopefully I don't have to do that all over again. If it does, I'm just not going to do it all over again. We're just going to go straight into Andreja's quest because we already got the story. No, I think we got our save. I think that's what happened with the game. Is it locked up because I hit the pause button as it was auto-saving. That and the abundance of mods I have on the game caused it to crash. And we're just waiting for a load. Should be loaded shortly or soon, hopefully. Definitely taking a while.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
Alrighty. I think this is the way out. Is this the way out? Where am I going? Somewhere. I'm outside. Where the hell am I? Where is this place? Never been in that HQ. I think I'm probably safe to hit the start button and switch my quest over. So, we did that. Andreja wants us to go to what you call it. It's Cheyenne. I'm supposed to talk to somebody. So let's go there. Talk more about House Varun. I'm kind of curious to see how divided House Varun is. Is it just two factions going on, or did it splinter after the Great Crusade? We will figure out.
I need to find information. Is there a museum around here, Dan?
Alright. We need to go over here. Up and over. If you're curious, I'm running the Dark Star mods, and that has the Starborn boost pack in it, which basically combines the power pack and the skip pack to give you the ability to do that. I think I need to wait for Andreja to catch up though.
Coma, how do you even find that stuff? It's all...
Yes, Aggies. I have spent far too much time here. I do not recommend it.
Hey,
Okay.
is there a museum here?
If we are to find Aaron, we should start by looking for him at Aggie's bar in the stretch.
Well, we're here. Should I look for him?
Certainly.
Might as well ask these questions now. What can you tell me about Aaron Bascom?
He is a quiet man. Reserved. I believe he had lived through a great many hardships, though he never spoke of them. I never felt it proper to ask. He valued his personal space and quiet moments. It was one thing we always shared in common. Years ago, I had heard he was alive, but did not attempt to contact him. I did not feel it was right. I hope this is not a mistake.
How do you know anyone's still alive?
I do not know, not for sure. I did not see them fall that day, and I suppose I have hoped they survived. I admit I have not investigated before now, at least in part because of what I feared I might learn.
Why did House Varun rely on smugglers?
House Varun is in a distant corner of space, far away from the rest of the settled systems. While this serves our interests, it can also pose challenges. Many critical resources are scarce, and diplomatic relations with the United Colonies and Freestar Collective were tense at the best of times. It was the most practical way to acquire what we need, without raising too many questions. Still is.
And this is why I think Shattered Space, while it might only take place on one planet, I think we are getting a whole other system. I think it's going to be separated from the settled systems that we have right now, probably using some kind of science fiction device like a wormhole. But I think we're going to get a brand new system, probably with several planets, and the storyline will take place on the home world of the Varun. So that's my thoughts. Like, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of theories where people think it's like
there more?
in some system
well.
inside the settled systems, but I don't think that.
Look after yourself.
It's going to be
Locals
whole
can
entire
be
system.
especially colorful here. Want a drink?
Who was it?
He
They're
is
looking for
not
you.
here. I am disappointed, but relieved somehow.
Maybe we should try somewhere else.
No. This is the only place he would be. I know him well enough to know that. Someone here must know more. We should inquire about him.
If you need something to ease the pain, I can set you up. Second chances don't come. Have a care. Sometimes it gets exciting here.
I'm busy. Leave me. Ethan handles all the orders. You ain't here looking for Aaron. She is.
Hello, Aggie. I was unsure whether you would remember me. It has been a long time.
I ain't likely to forget you anytime soon.
Don't worry about her, you're dealing with me.
I
Is
don't
there
know.
a problem?
You tell me. You're the one blundering in here with her in tow, asking questions. I heard you, ain't deaf. She didn't ruin Aaron's life enough the first time, huh? Back for more?
Ruined his life? How dare you?
Did she tell you what she did to him? How she left him bleeding on some godforsaken rock in the middle of nowhere?
Typical ex-girlfriend story. We'd just like to know that
Now,
he's safe.
after all this time, you could have dropped in any time in, the last 9 years or so. Maybe that wouldn't have been too convenient for you, though. Aaron sat in that corner for years, scared of his own shadow, convinced the damn zealots were coming back to finish the job. The few credits he had to rub together that didn't get spent on drink, he spent on setting himself up someplace where they couldn't find him. Wouldn't trust anyone that walked through the door. Only ever talked to me when he was drunk enough. If either of you cared, you wouldn't just be showing up now. Aaron ain't been in here for almost a year now. Showed up one day saying he'd gone and got himself set up on Hylia II, thanking me for letting him stay here so often. It was the closest I'd seen him to happy in I don't know how long. And that was it. Never came through the door again.
Did he ever mention me?
You mean, did he blame you? That's what you want to know. I know guilt when I see it. Don't try and deny it.
Fine. Did he blame me?
No. Believed you were one of the good ones, right up until the last time I talked to him. Me? I don't think your kind has good ones.
My kind?
I know what you are. You take your holier-than-thou bullshit and your great serpent and shove 'em.
You dare insult me like this when I have come to you asking for help. I should kill you where you stand.
She mocked the great serpent.
Fine. But perhaps I will return here at some point.
Well, this has been so much fun. You see Aaron, you tell him I got a bottle of his favorite stashed away if he ever shows up again. But honestly, I'm hoping he doesn't.
I trust you are well.
Okay. Let's walk out a little bit. Come on, Andreja. I want to talk to you outside. The lighting effects are a little bit better.
We have something to go on, at least. I am grateful that you showed some compassion, despite that woman's attitude. I do not have your patience.
Sure did. Yes, ma'am. That's because rumor has it.
Well,
I
it
just wanted to
was
avoid
convincing
confrontation.
enough. I'm eager to reach Hylia II and speak to Aaron. Perhaps there is something we can do to help him. Provide him a sense of safety.
It really means a lot. Give me this chance. Thank you for that.
We will speak again. I'm sure.
Alright, we're going to Hylia II. I believe Hylia II. Yeah, it's out here. We can go right to Aaron's cabin.
I was a rule
in. There was no number high enough to count the troubles I was in. I filled neon nights with women. By day I rest my skin. There was no gamble bad enough.
Wow, is this your ship, Dan? It's so cool. Oh, look at all these shiny lights and buttons.
I wanna go home and go back home again.
I'll try not to touch anything there, especially the big red buttons.
Your song made my day.
Big red buttons. No, Derek, resist the temptation.
So I'm away. Fair travels.
Do machines have temptations? I'm calculating right now what would happen if I press that button over there.
Do not press that button, Derek. The button is very important.
Is that temptation? Makes you think, doesn't it? Hey, wait. Am I thinking? I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. Strange.
Good day, Captain.
We should be on our guard here. If we could detect the camp from orbit, it means others could too. And I have no idea what fortifications he may have. When we arrive, would you let me speak to him first? I think that is important right now.
I didn't realize I was so intimidating. I'll take it as a compliment.
That is not exactly what I meant. If Aaron really did come here to escape, well, everyone, I would not expect mine to be seen as a friendly face. But it is at least one he will surely remember. Let us proceed slowly and carefully. I do not want to antagonize him.
Alrighty. So, just to shorten this up a little bit. See if I can see any from here. Might be too far away. Might be too far away. We are engaging something though. Ow. Dislocated my freaking leg. Where is it? There we go. You died. I can shoot you through the tree. I can. this guy. Whoops. I wanted to shoot him in his boost pack. He's dead now. Oh, how'd I miss? Oh my god. Cursor was right on you. What are you doing up here? You got a hard target too? Man, where'd you pick that up from? Enhanced blood textures, definitely worth it. If you are looking for any mods to download. Let's say that is look at. We're gonna give this a complete look through.
Where have you gone?
Okay.
Coward!
Come back here. Great serpent will swallow you. I got it. Now if I can just loot the body. Take the credits, take the bullets, take the quantum harness.
I thought I saw something. I need to be sure.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know what to say. I thought there would be a chance to speak to him. To make amends. Or at least to hear him curse me for leaving him. I was prepared to accept that. I did not think I would find him like this. At least these vermin didn't get him. He's been gone for... Well, clearly it's been some time. Look around. There will be correspondence from Jaeda Wong, I am sure of it. This cannot all be for nothing.
Alrighty, let's find that information. Well, definitely gonna break into this.
This is worth the
I wish I
effort.
could read those heretic writings. Aaron Slate. Aaron, I know the last few years have been tough. I know you think we should just hide away from the world, but I can't do that. We lost so many good people, and the monsters that are responsible are still out there. Their fake serpent god won't punish them for what they did, but someone has to. So it's going to be me. I've joined the UC Vanguard. I know you'd tell me that's risky, what with our past, but it turns out it's not a problem. Remember how we used to joke about the den being so lax about patrolling? Turns out that works for their background checks too. And now when I find those zealots, I'll have the UC backing me up. You're not getting away. Once I've got my hands on them, we can find out if they've ever heard of this Tomisar Kadik you mentioned. I'll send word when it's over, Jaeda. No. I want to go back to a part. We lost so many good people, and the monsters that are responsible are still out there. Their fake serpent god won't punish them for what they did, but someone has to, so it's going to be me. It seems like Jaeda may have lost her faith. Ah, more heretic writings. And a magazine. Increase your sneak bonus. I will take it. What's in the weapon case? Incendiary modified rune inflictor, epic particle beam rifle. Not that good. Definitely picking up the quantum harness. Take the membrane too, and the synapse. That I'm gonna leave. Those things are heavy.
You found something.
Let's talk.
Please, let me see it. I should have guessed. Jaeda was always the one to run towards trouble. Of course she would still be doing it now. In her own way.
If she went hunting zealots, what are the odds she's still
For anyone
alive?
else, I would say the chances of survival are slim. But for Jaeda... she is alive and on a mission. I would bet my life on it. Jaeda was younger than some of the other smugglers we contracted. There was concern she would be unreliable. As time went on, we called on her more and more often, eventually relying on her almost exclusively. She was sharp, a skilled pilot, and very, very determined. Always talking about her big plans for retirement. How she would live like a queen. I am not surprised that she would desire revenge. But to go this far, we need to find her. But before we go, I've discovered something else. And I do not know what to make of it. Eren was composing a reply to Jaeda, but never sent it. It reads as if he was expecting the zealots to find him. That they knew where to look for him.
Bet he built this place to hide from them.
And yet, we found them here searching for him. How did they know? What bothers me, though, is that he mentions a name he should not know. Tomisar Kadik.
Well, that's certainly a name I don't know. You know that name, though, don't you? You'll have to explain this to me, I'm lost.
Yes, I'm sorry. For all of my assignments in the settled systems, Tomisar has been my link to House Barun. From him, I have received my orders, and he is the person to whom I have reported my success. He does not work with anyone outside House Barun, and I am the only one who knows how and where to find him. Eren should never have heard of him.
If you know where he is, let's go ask him what's going on. Sounds like someone hasn't been telling you everything. House Varun doing something shady? Who would imagine that? Not the last option.
Perhaps. He could have reached out directly, but that would be a surprising breach of protocol. We must first make sure that Jaeda is safe, and perhaps she will be able to shed light on this. Let us head for the den.
First thing I'm going to do is
Hi, Dad.
offload all the contraband we picked up. I'm malnourished. And also visit our doctor friend. I believe I have toast in here, which is delightful, especially at night. So I should be able to fast travel from here. It's an exterior cell. We're going to take a quick detour back to the home base.
I also wish to be prepared
to
for
drop
any
the contraband
situation,
there.
but there are practical limits, no?
Because otherwise I will forget I have it. And try to go to like a city and get in trouble.
Hi, Dan.
So you know what? I could probably just sell it right here. It's gonna be in my miscellaneous. Or not. I can't sell it here. Or doesn't matter, I can drop it in one of these bins over here. It's got infinite storage, so let's get rid of our stolen artwork and our heretic writings that I wish we could read. And let's go to our next point. I believe it was the Dan. Yeah, Dan. Can I? No, we're gonna have to stop and take 2 jumps. Oh my god, you like threw
Wow,
me in
the universe is so big. I feel so small.
Either she is here, or someone will know where we can find her. She is still alive.
Just doesn't add up. Spaceport has anti-Xeno protocols. How the hell does a
I should be grateful that things are so
touch
quiet
down
here.
undetected?
But it just makes me uneasy. Haven't seen you around here before. Welcome to the den. Reina Marquez. I head up the Vanguard station here. Good to see another Vanguard pilot. You assigned here, or just passing through? Right. Okay. Good. Was afraid I'd gotten another transfer without any warning. Nothing against you personally, of course. I'd just like to know who I'm responsible for before they show up on my doorstep. You need anything? Say the word. We're short on luxuries here, but for a fellow Vanguard, I'll do what I can to help. Oh gosh, no. Vanguard wasn't even a thought back when this place was first built. The den, the original den, mind you, got blown up during the Serpent's Crusade. UC Navy immediately rebuilt the station, I think largely out of spite. Sometimes I think that's why they keep it operational too. Certainly hasn't had much real purpose since the Colony War ended. I'm glad we have it as a post, and Marcel and the Trade Authority do some decent business, which I try very hard not to pay attention to. But the station has never recaptured that old glory. Don't think it ever will, really.
Okay.
Might be counterintuitive, but no, we don't. It's pretty quiet, and some of us deal with that better than others. We get the occasional distress call. Sometimes Varun stirs up trouble, but there's a lot of downtime. I'm not complaining, but others, like Bastion there, it's not what he was expecting. Certainly not what he wanted. The same thing we do everywhere else. Fill in the gaps for the UC Navy. Help keep the settled systems peaceful and safe. Sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge all the way out here, but we try our best. I wouldn't mind a little more support from New Atlantis, but I know things are tough all over.
We're looking for Jaeda.
Really? There are at least 3 other pilots based out of here I'd expect to receive complaints about first. Before we get started, I have to inform you there's a formal review process for the Vanguard, so don't expect any action for a while, okay? Now, what is the nature of your complaint?
You get a lot of complaints
Look,
about your pilots?
this isn't Alpha Centauri or anything. We're a bit removed from the center of the United Colonies. Folks out here are a little less receptive to the Vanguard keeping an eye on things.
Not a complaint.
Oh.
Just need to talk to her.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Force of habit, I suppose. Jaeda isn't here. Hasn't been here in a while. In fact, she's following up on some sensitive information. I'm not sure I should disclose any more than that.
What if I already know she's hunting down
Then I'd
Varun
probably
zealots?
just be wondering how you have any information at all. And I might even be more concerned about your intentions.
What if I told you that the Great Serpent will swallow you? Not tell me the information I wish to know.
It's not something I can just blurt out. I think we can work something out.
Nothing.
Yeah, I hope so. I suppose it's not the end of the world. Jaeda came in a bit ago, all fired up over some hot lead. She's been focused on zealots ever since she was assigned here, but this was a whole other level. She was headed out to Groombridge to track them down. Never seen her so fixated. And if you know Jaeda, that's saying something. If you're headed out that way, be careful. Wouldn't surprise me if she's getting into all kinds of trouble.
My radiation poisoning became worse.
Fly safe.
Okay. Let me tend to my massive medical needs. Okay, I think I treated a lot of stuff there.
Greetings, Captain.
Greetings, Vasco. All right, so let's see. I believe this. Yep, it's up here. Groom Bridge. I've actually already been to this place.
Unidentified ship. You are not authorized to be here. State your business. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here? I was setting up an ambush,
What are you doing out
but
here?
odds are that you've blown it. And my question still stands. What the hell do you think you're doing? I don't know you,
I need
and
to
we don't
talk
have
to you in
anything to
person.
talk about. You are interfering with an official Vanguard operation, so I'm going to need you to vacate this orbit immediately. Shit! I've got multiple ships inbound. Too late to run. Sure hope you're prepared for a fight.
I'm prepared. I'm flying. Mantis can take out anything. One down. Here you go. Andreja was trying to make up for what you did, for what happened years ago. Wanted to check on you and make sure you're okay. Saying thanks for saving your ass would be
I was
nice.
getting into? I've been tracking these monsters for months, waiting for a chance to hit them. Look, my grav drive is fried. I need time to repair, if I can even manage it. You didn't take the opportunity to blow me up. So either that's not your goal, or you're playing some long game. You want to explain yourself? I can't stop you from coming over here. But I'm gonna be armed, and it's gonna be aimed at her head. Just so we're all clear.
Let's dock. And bored.
How can you possibly show your face?
I am glad to see that you are safe, Jaeda. I am sorry if this is difficult for you.
Difficult? Are you serious right now? You set us up, killed my friends, and then a decade later you show up like nothing happened? Have you lost your mind?
Set you up? I was not behind that. It was zealots, you know that. We were all attacked.
Don't bullshit me. Not now. And who the hell are you? Her backup dancer? Okay. Clearly I'm fine, relatively speaking. You've got some explaining to do, though. What are you doing here with her? You don't look like Va'ruun to me.
Andreja was worried about you? You hate zealots, we hate zealots. Thought we could help each other out. Well, I do hate Herod.
Yeah. Difference is, though, I haven't been working with them. She has.
I would never!
You know, for a while I told myself it was a coincidence that you disappeared once the shooting started. That you were long gone when the dust settled. Told myself, no, it couldn't possibly be her. Not after all those years we spent working together. We're friends. So I went after the zealots. And then I found out the truth. Your damned High Council. They knew. Told the zealots where to find us.
That's not true. That cannot be true.
Oh, it is.
How? How do you know this? If you have proof, I need to see it right now.
You don't get to demand anything of me, Andreja. I know what I've seen!
If you're so sure of this, then let's see the proof. Convince us. I don't believe Andreja is involved. This High Council isn't either. You were working with House Va'ruun. Why would they want to kill you?
Because we were a loose end! We knew things. Locations, names. They never trusted us. We were just a mess that needed cleaning up. Why? Because that's what she told you? I've seen things. I've read communications. I've hunted these zealots.
A name, Jaeda. Give me a name. You must have heard one by now.
Tomisar. Tomisar Kadik. That's the bastard from the High Council who's been helping the zealots.
And did you hear this from Eren?
Eren? What? No. I haven't talked to him in a year. What do you know about it?
Jaeda, I swear on the Serpent himself, I would never betray you. I need time to make this right. Can we go somewhere and talk?
I am not giving up on this. I've tracked them this far, and I'm going to see this through. You want your proof? Well, they have it.
So, you think you've won?
Talk to
I
Jaeda.
really can't believe you thought you'd just show up. That's him! That's the bastard responsible for the ambush! If you're not lying to me, then you better help me take him down. Otherwise, I'll just have to destroy you both! Get back to your ship!
Okay. Did we come in from here? Yeah.
I smile today in the knowledge that the Great Serpent has truly blessed my ship and my crew.
The Great Serpent blesses you.
The dregs of our purge years ago. The awful that escaped our righteous justice. Pathetic tribe of mind at ease. And in his name, I will cleanse your filth from this universe.
Good luck with that. Okay, let's talk to Jaeda again. No, let's see if we need to talk to her again. It said talk to Andreja, but that guy was spouting off about the High Council. Apparently there's a High Council.
Hi, Dad.
Oh my god, Derek.
I do not understand. It cannot be possible that the High Council would betray us like that. He must have been lying. That
So
is
let's
not
go
an
ask the High
option.
Council.
Even if we could reach them, you are a non-believer. You would be killed. Something about this does not feel
Hurts
right.
my feelings.
This message. The code at the bottom. I have seen this before.
She called me a non-believer.
I know where we need to go. I must explain. House Baroon values secrecy above nearly all else. Those of us sent out into the settled systems, we cannot return. No, you do not understand. When we are assigned a mission, we are taken to a point outside of House Baroon's domain. We do not jump ourselves. We are never given the coordinates for Varun Kai, our homeworld. We literally cannot return. Only a select few are ever trusted with that knowledge. I can never go home. Unless I am permitted.
Another reason why I think Shattered Space is going to take place in its own separate system. I think it's going to be one system. It might be multiple systems, but I think it's going to be one system. Sounds like you're being used. There must be another way. They get points for ingenuity, I'll give them that.
Perhaps there is. I cannot travel to my home, but I can reach out another way. But it means putting you in danger in a way you have not been before. I cannot say for certain what will happen. Thank you. That means a great deal. There is an old derelict star station where I may get answers. I know that seems vague. It will become clear when we arrive.
What do you
Alright, let's go to the star station. Apparently we didn't need to talk to Jaeda again. I did not know that. I've done this quest before, but it's been several months since I've done it. Murfid. We have some more dialogue. That's going to give us some intel into House Brew. Seems that the High Council might be siding with Zealots. Maybe the High Council is in turmoil, or maybe it has been captured. Hopefully this conversation up ahead gives more answers.
Follow me. I will say there is danger for you here, likely for us both. I need you to trust me. These stations were built by the United Colonies during the Serpent's Crusade. They were abandoned when peace was brokered. They are an excellent place to hide in plain sight. Before we go any further, I cannot stress this enough. Keep your weapons at your side. Do not make any sudden moves. Do nothing to appear hostile. I appreciate your vigilance, but anything threatening could get you killed. Please give me a moment.
It's awfully dark in here. If you can move along, hurry this up.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
Nothing right now, Derek.
And it seems you have brought someone with you, which is disappointing. Completely against the rules of our arrangement. Do you care to explain yourself before I relay this to the High Council?
Yeah, I'm here to kill you.
I am not the one who needs to explain himself, Tomisar.
I am surprised by your tone. What has gotten into you? This is very unlike you. Almost insubordinate.
I know what you have done. The messages you sent.
You are not making any sense. Of course I send you messages. That is how this works. That is how it has always worked.
Not to me. To the zealots. To the fanatics who murdered my friends, who tried to murder me.
You must be mistaken. Or perhaps confused. Nothing like that has ever happened.
Enough! I have the transcripts, Tomisar. You did this. You told them where to find us.
Now, let's just take a moment. No one wants to make accusations they might regret. You are from that Constellation group. I've heard all about you. You have turned her against me, filled her head with lies. This will not be allowed to stand.
Sounds like you're fumbled over words. Sounds like you're the one who's been lying to her. I'm just here for the fireworks, pal. I'm here to support my friend. Something it seems like she's been lacking.
You know nothing of it!
I said enough! This is between you and me.
This has gone far enough. Talk some sense into her at once. Neither of you would dare lift a finger against me. Against House Va'ruun.
Please don't tempt me. She looks ready to kill you. You're in a pretty bad position here. Maybe being a little more honest would help. You think you can just keep lying? Serpent's embrace. The great serpent does not abide treachery, Tomisar. You should know that as well as anyone.
I speak for the great serpent, not you. I decide what is treachery. If you let Andreja hurt me, I am her only link to the High Council, to House Varun. Without me, she can never return home. You must make her listen to reason.
He is responsible. He deserves to die.
Did you not hear me? You do this, you lose everything!
I heard you. I know what it costs me. But he deserves it. Does he not?
If you do this, there are consequences. No one needs to die right now. Is there some other way?
I do not know. Maybe. Maybe if the High Council sees what he has done.
Show the council. Let them deal with it.
Fine. Consider yourself fortunate. You get to live.
This is not over. The High Council will hear of your treason.
Perhaps they will hear of your actions as well, Tomisar. Think on that. Come. Let us leave this place. I wish to return to the lodge.
You will regret this! The Great Serpent will see you punished for your impudence.
Let's just check around real quick and see if there's any communications or anything like that. Free credit sticks. Thank you, Tomisar. Trauma pack. Looks like no data slates.
There'll be consequences for your actions here. I assure you.
Just to be sure, let's engage Tomisar.
The Great Serpent will see you punished for your impudence.
Okay. Alright, we are leaving. I wonder what happens if you kill him. Sure there's no hidden data slates or anything like that that'll give us any more intel. Bullets. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pick it. Picked enough locks. We'll open up the weapon case, though.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
Nothing right now, Derek.
Don't worry, Dan.
Alrighty. So I think we just need to travel back to the lodge.
It is good to be back in our own ship.
We are still in the Starstation Andreja. We have not gotten back to our own ship yet.
Hello, Captain.
Hello, Vasco. I might edit this down for YouTube and edit out some of the unessential parts. Just keep the story. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I might just put it as like a let's play though, and leave it all in because I didn't have a ton of wasted time in here. But we are seeing the Varun shape up nicely into a very unique faction. There seems to be some kind of turmoil between Tomisar, who seems to be acting as some sort of spy within the settled systems, and the Varun Zealots, and also the High Council. There's likely conflict going
Over
on
here.
within the High
There's
Council
something we
that
need
we
to discuss.
saw with that priestess Sia, I believe was her name.
Back again. Who do you think will be the first to ask us questions? Mateo or Noel?
Ever since I got here, this has felt like home. These people are family. I hope it feels that way for you.
I believe we're supposed to go back to her room. Back here. And converse.
You are a welcome diversion. What do you need? Thank you for coming back here with me. I fear that after all that has happened, I am unsure of my place in House Varun. This room may now be the only place I have left to call home.
The Lodge will always be here for you. We all will. Don't jump to conclusions. You don't know what will happen. Whatever happens next, we'll face it together.
It is reassuring to hear you say that. But still, I do not know how to live without some connection to House Varun. The Great Serpent has always been a guiding force in my life. The force that drives all that I do. What if I have lost that?
Your connection to the Great Serpent was never through Tomisar. It's still there,
Yes,
beside you.
that is true. Whatever else has happened or will happen, the Great Serpent still holds a purpose for me. You have been by my side through all of this, the most turbulent time in my life. And you have supported me, faithfully. I have never been able to count on any single person the way I have with you. If I am repeating myself, you will have to forgive me. I cannot overstate what it means to me.
I'll always be here for you. I love you.
Well, that is... I'm sorry. I need a moment. I admit this is a surprise. I did not quite realize you felt this way about me. But if you mean it, my feelings are not so different from yours. We must be clear on one thing from the very beginning. I do not share. If you are mine, then you are mine alone. No one else will come between us. If that is not a commitment you are willing to make, I understand, but I will not compromise. Oh, I am quite certain. Do not doubt my intent.
I am all yours. for as long as you want.
Then truly nothing can stop us. We will be a force to be reckoned with. You have brought a joy to my life that I could not have imagined, and could never have expected. With you at my side, love, I look forward to everything that comes next.
Can you feel it in your heart? Constricting until there is no you, only us. Very good, powerful line from the trailer. But there we go. That quest is done. I think I'm going to wrap up this stream. I think I did a good recap of the whole stream before that conversation. So, I think the next point of this focus for Shattered Space will be exploring the other religions in this game as they might come into play in Shattered Space. I think they probably will to some degree or another. The
It's been quieter
Universe
around here ever since
and
Vladimir went to live
also,
on the full-time.
what is it? The House of the Enlightened.
Scanning.
We shall end it there. You please have an enjoyable night, and like always, I'll be back shortly.